We invest billions in digital walls. Firewalls, end-to-end encryption, and intrusion detection systems act as silent, automated sentries over sensitive data. The modern corporate network is built to be a high-tech fortress. That barrier dissolves the moment a phone rings at the reception desk. A calm, authoritative voice asks for one small favor. Within 3 minutes, the caller has the specific credentials they need to compromise the entire system. The attacker never wrote a line of malicious code or attempted to brute force a password. They rendered the technical perimeter useless by targeting the human operating the hardware. This is social engineering. It is the art of manipulating human behavior to extract confidential information or gain unauthorized access to secure environments. Pioneer hackers like Kevin Mitnick demonstrated decades ago that the human element is the weakest link in any security chain. Mitnick used psychological manipulation as his primary tool long before modern software exploits even existed. Software can be patched, updated, and hardened against known threats. But our desire to be helpful, our trust in others, and our respect for authority are permanent, unpatchable fixtures of human nature. Because human psychology cannot be updated with a security patch, it remains the most reliable and consistent attack vector in cybersecurity. Every human hack begins with a silent intelligence gathering phase known as OSINT, or Open Source Intelligence. The attacker learns everything about the target before making a single move. This map shows how scattered data points connect to form a profile. LinkedIn reveals corporate hierarchies and active vendor contracts. Personal social media accounts expose relationships, daily habits, and even the names of colleagues. Attackers use automated reconnaissance frameworks to reach this scale across an entire organization. They map every relationship and reporting line, identifying exactly who has the access they need and who is most likely to provide it. Our voluntary digital footprints provide the exact blueprints an attacker needs to build a custom-tailored psychological trap. Once the intelligence is gathered, the attacker builds a pretext. They create a fabricated reality, a highly researched scenario that gives them a logical, plausible reason to demand information. They then pull specific psychological levers. By mimicking the vocabulary and authoritative tone of an executive or an IT administrator, they leverage the principle of authority to demand unquestioning compliance. This chart illustrates how artificial urgency short-circuits a logical decision process. A claim that an account will be suspended in 24 hours forces the target to make a rapid, panicked choice instead of thinking critically. Principles like liking and reciprocity are used to lower defenses. An attacker might offer to help fix a minor technical issue or find common ground with the target, creating a subconscious feeling of obligation to return the favor. These psychological triggers weaponize deeply evolved features of human cognition, turning the biological traits that allow us to cooperate against the organization. The delivery of the exploit is often a sniper shot. While mass phishing casts a wide net, spear phishing uses the gathered OSINT to create a message so personal that it is almost indistinguishable from a legitimate internal email. Attackers also use phishing and smishing, voice and SMS attacks. The raw intimacy of a phone call or a text message creates a stronger sense of urgency and connection than a standard email ever could. The attack often crosses into the physical world through tailgating. An attacker in a service uniform smiles and catches a secure door as it closes, counting on the politeness of the employee who just walked through. Baiting remains one of the most effective tactics. Attackers leave malware-infected USB drives in company parking lots, knowing that human curiosity will drive someone to plug that device into a corporate workstation. Regardless of the method, the final objective is always the same. The attacker needs the victim to willingly, though unknowingly, perform the exploit for them. After a breach, organizations often find their technical security performed perfectly. The perimeter wasn't broken by a hacker, it was opened by an internal invitation. This chart shows the decline in susceptibility when employees undergo continuous security awareness training. Since we cannot patch psychology, the only defense is a constant, engaging culture of vigilance. Strict verification procedures must be standard practice. No request for sensitive data or access should be fulfilled without a second, independent channel to verify the identity of the person making the request. The principle of least privilege further isolates the damage. By limiting access to only what is strictly necessary, this diagram shows how a single compromised user is prevented from exposing the entire network. Ultimately, true defense requires a culture where questioning an unusual request from authority is rewarded, and reporting a suspected mistake is met with support rather than punishment. Think back to that ringing phone at the reception desk and the urgent request for a quick favor. This time, the employee recognizes the signs of manipulation. They pause, verify the caller's identity, and stop the attack cold before it touches a computer. Technology has its limits, but an informed and vigilant human being remains the ultimate impenetrable firewall.